Hi guys. I'm basically gonna do this video because a lot of my followers I see are very young, and I found out some of you guys are like 12 and 13, and I do go on every single one of you guys' blogs that follows me, and I check to see if I would follow you back and stuff like that, and I'm I'm only 20. I'm not here to judge anyone or say what's appropriate and inappropriate because we said and looked at stuff that maybe we shouldn't have. But lately, I don't know why I've just been kind of disappointed in our values and things like that a lot of young people have nowadays, and I just wanted to use this video to address a lot of things because I know a lot of people's mistakes are based on the fact that they have no guidance, no one to talk to and things like that. So, when you have no knowledge or anything like that of something, you just kind of go out on a whim and do whatever you feel. And excuse the hair, I'm going to sleep. But yeah. So I'm gonna start off kind of with dating, and I'm gonna move down the line, and build up to all the way. Alright, when you first date a guy or girl or whatever, I don't judge, take it slow. Get to know that person before you do anything with them. And I don't mean like go on one date and ask them what their favorite color is. I mean actually get to know that person, because I cannot tell you how many times I've talked to somebody and they said one thing that completely turned me off. Like I met a guy when I was in high school, and I wasn't a virgin then, I'm not gonna lie, but he told me he lost his virginity to an older girl when he was in the 5th grade. And whether or not that was a joke, and I wouldn't lie about something like that, but it was a complete turn off, and I just felt like, what if I had went all the way and then found out something like that? It's not cute. So get to really know somebody before you jump the gun and do this and that with them, because you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, and you don't want to learn 2 weeks into having sex with somebody that they have 30 partners or had 30 partners, and you might have some of what someone else was giving out. So that's the most important thing. My ex and I are still friends, but when we started dating, we were friends for about 2 months before we started dating, because we wanted to get together. We kind of knew we were going to date, but we wanted to get to know each other really. And after the couple months, I felt like I knew him enough and he knew me enough to where it was gonna be cool. Of course, you find out little things. Like he found out I was crazy. I'm kidding, I'm not crazy, but he found out about my personality. I found out about his. Because we got to know each other over the years, and so our relationship is straight. But relationships that I kind of jumped into, they really didn't go anywhere, because it's just like I don't know you, and then you don't know me, and then we end up hating everything about each other, and that goes horribly all the time. Alright, so get to know somebody before you start humping them. And if someone only wants to be with you or date you so that they can get in your jeans, it's red flag, okay? Because it's probably not going anywhere. If they only want that from you, they don't want to get to know you, they don't even care what your favorite color is. And that's where a lot of feelings get hurt and stuff like that. So, once you move on and get to know somebody, then there's knowing the appropriate time to start having sex or initiating whatever kind of sexual act with them. And I'm not going to sit here and say there's an age where you can start having sex or not having sex, but it's even 15, 16 is kind of young, because you don't really sex is not a game or an act, and I know some people treat it that way, but it should be a privilege, not a right, And what I mean by that is people have sex for sport a lot, and I'm kind of passionate about it. I don't want to say anything to offend anyone, but, you know, I think people take sex way too lightly, you know. And what I mean by that is people don't think about consequences. I know a lot of people that do not use any kind of contraceptive, and by that I mean birth control or condoms. And you know, when I first started having sex, um, I was on birth control and I use condoms. There's no either or, you know, of course if you don't take birth control, you use condoms. But I would say use both. Because, yeah, you know, you're on birth control, you want to have babies, doesn't mean that you can't get an STD. And there's way more ways to get an STD than just having sex. So people who say, oh, my boyfriend's clean, he doesn't cheat on me, that's not going to help you. So, you know, wrap it up if you do. But, you know, it's, I mean, feelings can really ruin something, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people, I'm pretty sure everyone you've ever talked to in your entire life, except for the exception of maybe one or two people, said, you know, I want to wait till I'm married, you know, and they've had 4 or 5 sexual partners already, probably even more. I don't even want to go there. But, you know, just wait, take your time, because I don't regret the person that I lost my virginity to. He's a very nice person, his family, they're amazing people, but I wish that, you know, I could marry my husband and hopefully like 10 years from now and say that I only had a few sexual partners, not have to like count on both my hands to take my shoes off and use my toes to count too, you know. I'm going to get out my graphic calculator to you know, to say, yeah, this is how many people I had sex with, you know. And, you know, there's some people out there like, oh, I don't care, you know, sex is sex, whatever, it's not a big deal. But it is, you know, it is. And when I watch these shows like 16 and Pregnant and stuff like that, it bothers me, you know. Like, I was watching it the other day with my friend, and a lot of people, I'd say 90% of the people that graduated with me have kids, including 2 of my best friends, and I love them to death, and I'm the godmom of both the babies, and they're gorgeous, and they're wonderful, and I love them, but, you know, they struggle, and it's hard, and even though, you know, they get over that bump, it's still hard, because, you know, you're young, and we're not established, we're in college, we work 9 to 5s, and you have to come home, and the little bit of time you do have, you have to dedicate to your child, instead of being able to just go out to the movies, or go to a concert, you know. Now you can't even afford these things, much less go to them, you know. And, you know, people think all I need is some food and diapers and some pacifiers and then everything is going to be okay, but it's not. It really isn't, you know. How many of you who know people who have kids or have kids took into consideration having a special needs child, you know, having a baby born with Down syndrome and things like that, you know? I'm quite sure you didn't think, you know, would I be able to take a year off of work to raise my child, you know what I mean, to really bond with that child and help them develop as best as possible. Do you have insurance for them? Are you going to be able to give them the therapy, to see psychiatrists, to see the doctors and pediatricians, you know, the specialists that they're going to need? You know what I mean? People don't think about stuff like that. You think, oh, I just feed them, or, you know, and then he or she's going to be okay, you know. No, it's so much more than that, because being a mother means so much more than just being able to provide for your child, because anybody can pay for a baby, but it takes a real person to be an amazing parent and to really teach your children right from wrong and instill values, you know. Like, my parents are 2 amazing people, okay, and they had us fairly young. My mom was 19, I think, when I was born, something like that. And it was hard, and she admits it, and she said, you know, for never for a second did she regret us, but we were not planned. But she did her best, and we grew up fine. Everything's okay now. But it could have went in a whole different direction, you know what I mean? And everyone is not fortunate enough to say, you know, everything was okay, you know. And a lot of these girls don't have the baby daddies in their lives. You know, he's like, oh, you had a baby, oh, I'm a dip, you know. And that's not cool, you know. Take care of your kids. You helped, you know. So I don't really know exactly what I want you guys to get from this, but I just want you to understand that sex is so much more than just sex. I'm not gonna sit here and say sex is overrated. It's not. Okay, it's it's a great experience, but it's, for me, it's 99% emotion, 1% action. You know, because you have to really love the person you're having sex with to enjoy it. Not just say, well, you got nice ass or you got a great body, and then just say, yeah, I'm okay with it. You know, wrap it up. Okay. Like I said, I use birth control and oh, sorry, give me just a second. Yeah, I use birth control and condoms at the same time. I have no shame, okay? I dated the guy for 4 years. Like I said, we're still friends. No shame, okay? Right here. I don't want to hear, oh, you can't feel anything with condoms. Ultra sensitive, super thin. It's almost like wearing nothing at all. I don't want to hear that bullshit about I can't feel anything. Right here. Any kind you want, whatever brand you like. Don't listen to anybody's fucking opinions about this one breaks or that one breaks, because somebody said Trojans were the best, and I bought 2 boxes of those, and they both fucking pop both of them shits, you know. And oh, excuse me for cursing, I try not to curse, but you know what I mean. These work for me. These and Durex, I've never had a problem with. You know, just wrap it up. You know, I've offered these to my friends who didn't use condoms, and those who did, and they said these were amazing. You know, it was something we've never felt before, so I don't want any excuses, you know. So, you know, you guys, if you have any questions, like I said, I know a lot of you are young, and some of you might have strict parents, or your parents don't really want to talk about stuff like that because it is hard for them to see their child or their baby grow up and want to have sex, want to have a boyfriend and stuff like that. But if you have any questions, I have no shame. I have nothing to really hide. I don't do anything weird. I don't like have sex with ghosts or anything like that. So if you guys have any questions about, like, I've tried a couple types of birth control. I've tried the Nuva ring, and I tried the Depo shot, or the Depo-Provera shot. You get it in your back. Yeah, the Nuva ring, which you insert. But if you have any questions about anything, about different types of contraceptive, about STDs. I've never had an STD, but, you know, I did listen in sex ed class. You know, if you have any concerns, if you want to know in your situation what you should do, don't feel afraid to hit up the Ask box. If they're personal like that, you know, I know the difference, you know, between something I should or should not publish. I normally don't publish conversations anyway unless they're anonymous. So I would not, if you're going to write something to me, don't put something super personal and an anon message, because, like, no details. You can say, or my boyfriend says he's ready and he wants to know if I'm ready. That's okay, but don't say, hi, my name is Jenny, at such and such.tumblr.com, and, you know, don't do anything like that, because if you're anon and I have to, I don't know, I don't want to put you out like that. So, like I said, any questions, feel free. Don't feel embarrassed. I'm here for you guys. Future psychologist in the making. Woo-woo. And just be smart, okay? I don't have to reach across the screen and slap you. I really don't, because my pimp hand is strong. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, wrap it up if you are. Congratulations. If you have kids, keep doing your thing. Men and women, because there are some deadbeat moms. Stay in your kids' life. Okay, love them, because you never know what could happen or who they could turn out to be. You know, you don't want to create a serial killer because you weren't there. Okay, love your kids. Just live life. We're young. I know when things are weird, and in this day and age, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same like when I was younger, but oh, I'm not that old, but you know. All right, love you guys. Hit the Ask box, and any questions, anything you want to know, if you want to ask me anything personal too, I don't get weird about, just don't ask me anything about, like, you got any tips or tricks, because I don't feel comfortable talking about my actual personal sexual, like, details. But if you want to ever ask me how I've ever felt about certain things, or if anybody's ever asked me if I ever did any, you know, if I want to do anything that made me uncomfortable, stuff like that, I'll answer. But don't ask me, like, for play tips and tricks. It just I really don't want to answer stuff like that. It's really personal, but love you guys. Stay white, black, Asian, Malaysian, Chinese, Hindu, Guyanese, Japanese. I don't know, whatever. Right? Love you guys.